All right, welcome back. This is part 2 of the July tour, farm tour video. July is definitely the month of months where you would want a two-part or multi-part tour of any farm around here. I'm in Ohio, central Ohio. And I've already shown the backyard of my little urban farm, Vinaka Urban Farm, and now coming out to the front, which I affectionately know as Plant Paradise. So this is the second generation of zucchini. I planted that at the beginning of this month, July, because I anticipate that our first rotation of zucchini, which was planted in the end of May, is gonna die, because that's what all of our squash varieties do eventually, because we have cucumber beetles. But hopefully we'll get zucchini throughout the summer by doing it this way. Here's a dahlia that's just blooming. It's a gorgeous plant. I love dahlias. Obviously, all around here are tons of sunflowers, which we have lining our paths, which is a great idea, except I planted them too close to the paths. So anytime you want to go through here, you have to get scraped by sunflowers, which are prickly. You can probably see the prickles on this sunflower stems. Yeah. So those will give you a nice good itch should you choose the path less taken here. I usually don't, thus earning its name. Moving on laterally, here we have a lot of mix. This is just kind of a mix of a bunch of different flowers. We've got some Nicotiana over there. We've got some Coleus going on, snapdragons. And this basil in the ground, you can see, is one basil plant, and it is about as big as about, I don't know, 6 or 7 of those basil plants in the basil wall, which is one reason why I suspect that those little compartments in the basil wall in the greenhouse are a bit small. Another zook here. So this is a month-old zucchini. It was planted the same day as the one I saw earlier. And if we go back, if we can sneak back here a little bit, you can see this is the size of the one remaining very healthy zucchini plant that we have left over here. So I'll get to that from the other angle in all its glory in just a minute. Got some dahlias blooming over here by the path more traveled, because I didn't line it with sunflowers. Got a peach that went through some sort of shock, but appears to be hopefully recovering here in the summer. And here's the full glory of the vegetable production part of our front yard. These monstrosities right here, you can see 3 monstrosities in the best of ways here. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 Roma plants. And these Roma tomato plants are bursting with tomatoes. I mean, there must be 80 tomatoes on this one plant. This is the biggest one, but not by that much. And so, yeah, the Roma's doing good. I grow them in cages because they're a determinate variety, not an indeterminate variety. So, indeterminates you can grow vertically, and I like to, but Romas are special because they're really good for canning and stuff. And you got to grow those determinately. Although I will use bigger cages next year. Oh, you can see some of them are just starting to blush. And you can see a little one right there, just starting to turn red. Cool. So at the base of these tomatoes, there's a bunch of lettuces, few varieties again. I love the way that these lettuces, this is the first time I've done this kind of interplanting where I have tomatoes in the middle of beds, here, and then greens down at the base, and it works really well. It looks beautiful. And also the first year that I've lined beds with peppers, and that has also been an excellent experiment. You can see all these bell peppers lining the beds, and we've got probably, I think we've got upwards of 50 bell pepper, or not bell pepper, but just peppers in general. At least 50 bell peppers, or peppers, in this front yard altogether. They're on the outsides of these little beds, along with some onions and shallots. You can see those have been a real mixed bag for us this year, but they do look pretty when they succeed on the outsides of the bed. So yeah, so we've got peppers on the outside here, lettuce, and then tomatoes in the middle, and I love that combination. It really looks good and everything grows well and just makes me happy. Here's the reverse angle of the nice healthy zucchini plant, the one that remains. We've got a nice zucchini growing on there. I won't let it get much bigger than that because, as with all the cucurbits, pretty much all the cucurbits, the bigger you get, kind of the worse the flavor tends to become. Speaking of cucurbits, a tale of two cukes here. On the right hand side is a green variety called the Corinto. On the left hand side is one called, Itachi, I believe. I think it's a Japanese variety, white variety of cucumber. They look really cool. They're very fleshy and not very seedy. However, the cucumber beetle really has feasted upon the Japanese variety. And as you can see, the other one looks really good. I mean, now it's gonna die soon. Back in the back there, you can see some dead leaves. That cucumber beetle transmits bacterial rot, and that eventually is just gonna kill the plant. It happens to all our cucurbits every year, but we've gotten a lot of harvests out of these. Now next year I'm really planning on doing the same thing I did with zucchinis, and that's planting another rotation of cucumbers to follow up the first generation, so we have cucumbers for more of the summer. But regardless, we've done tons of pickling. We've probably pickled probably 30 to 40 quarts of pickles just off of those plants. That's 6 cucumber plants, so very productive. You don't have to go overboard with cucumbers or Romas, obviously. Here's another variety of tomato. This is really pretty. It's called the Bumblebee variety. It has kind of stripes down it. I'll see if I can find a better angle over here as we walk between the cucumber trellises. Yeah, here. This is the Bumblebee variety. Called Pink Bumblebee. I mean, I would have named it Orange Bumblebee if it was me, but hey, I'm not in charge of these things. Very pretty. It's got a good flavor. Not as good as the Sun Golds, but still good. And here is my historic favorite flavored tomatoes. I don't know if it's coincidence that I love the orange tomatoes or something about orange tomatoes that coincides with their flavors, but you can see this is called a Golden Jubilee. They're all green except that one right there I just noticed this morning is starting to turn color, so that's really exciting. Other than that, just a few aesthetic things. Got a mimosa tree with some caladium growing underneath it. We're planning on, this mimosa is only, I think it's third year. So in maybe 1 to 2 years, we hope that these leaves over here will be like high so that we can sit under it. We can put a little bench under it and it'll be a nice shady spot for us to sit back. And this is the view we'll have right here. We'll be able to just sit and look at all the beautiful stuff that we're growing here on the farm. I guess last but not least, we've got one pumpkin plant that's doing well this year, and that's our sweet pumpkin plant. So hopefully we'll get a good pumpkin harvest off this. See this little baby pumpkin here? Always makes me excited. Every little plant baby always makes me excited. It's just why I know I was born to be at least a gardener, if not a farmer. Time will tell on the latter score. So that's just a quick update of the farm. Not too many details, nerdy details about the growth and methods and stuff. I hope to make more videos on my mistakes, my many mistakes that I've made in this year, my first year of farming and selling stuff. But overall, it's been an awesome learning year, and I'm happy every day that I wake up to this plant paradise. So thanks for joining me with this video. If you like it, hit the like button. If you want to get more alerted when I make more videos irregularly, then hit the subscribe button. And if you want vegetables in the Columbus area, contact me. And if you have a yard that you would like turned into a garden paradise like this next year, I'm looking to take this show on the road and farm some other people's yards if they'd like me to. So hit me up if that's interesting to you. Either way, I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.